Welcome back to my next playthrough series. This time, yep, I finally got a copy for Christmas, 2016, of Zombicide Black Plague. And so I'm just going to be doing a playthrough here of the first scenario. And yes, I got a bunch of extras as well. I got the plastic token set, which comes with, replaces the cardboard tokens in the game with really nice plastic. And I also got the 3D door set, which is also extremely nice. They just snap together quickly. Instead of using the little cardboard tokens for doors, you actually have 3D representation on the board. So very nice. Also have the Wolfsburg expansion, so I did get quite a bit of stuff. I have put the Wolfsburg expansion cards into the item deck. There are some special items now that came with that expansion that you can only use when you get into the yellow, orange, or red zones, so that's kind of neat. And so I know this scenario I think has been done to death, playthroughs on the net already on YouTube, so this will be nothing new. So I'm not going to really go over the rules very much, but I will not be using any variants in this playthrough. I know I did on my original Zombicide, and a lot of people did not like that. But this I'm just going to be using all the traditional rules that come in the game. And of course the one rule that they fixed that everyone is extremely happy about is when you are shooting into a zone that has one of the survivors in it, or heroes I guess in this case, you don't automatically hit the hero or survivor, which was always kind of a dumb rule, which was easy to house rule, but they fixed it in this one now. If you miss, then you hit the survivor. Okay, so I can show you all the details for the quest in the book, but I think I'll just talk through it a little bit. This is called Dance Macabre, and it is the tutorial quest. You only use 2 of the tiles. We're going to be only using 4 of the survivors, whereas the rest of the quests in the book are 6 or more, I think. 6 for sure. And I'm going to just zoom in a little bit in onto the characters here once I explain the board, so that we can take a look at which characters we're playing with. And you probably can maybe tell from the miniatures already. So the gist of it is we have to get all the way over here to the exit. There's a magic circle, and we can teleport out of this bad situation. And so the special rules for the tutorial mission is there are no zombie cards in the deck, or no, sorry, there are no necromancer cards in the deck. So when we spawn zombies, we will never be spawning necromancers. The 6 cards have been taken out. Oh, I should also mention I added in the Deadeye Walkers as well. So there's a whole bunch of extra stuff in here. So we have the Wolfsburg cards in here, and we have the Deadeye Walker as well. And they are the bow shooting, skeleton archers, I guess you want to call them that, or zombie archers. Okay, there is a blue token here. We cannot open the blue door until we activate this. Of course, if you take one of these X tokens off the board, you get 5 experience points. We cannot open the green door to get into the exit, the pentagram room, until we find the green token, and it's underneath one of these. And the green spawn point for zombies does not activate until we uncover the green marker here, allowing us to open the green door. And how we escape is everyone has to get into this room and get off into the pentacle, the magic pentacle, to get away. We also have in this game, we have the tombs, or crypts, vaults I think they're called. And how you get into the vault is you have to open these doors like normal in this game. And so this door then goes down into the vault, and then from the vault you can come up in this door. So this is a bit of a little labyrinth to get through. We need to actually open this door to get in this room, open this door to get through here, go through the vault, coming out of here, and then getting back to that exit. All right, let's take a quick look at our starting 4 characters, a little bit of their abilities, and then I think we're just going to get right into playing. And like I said, there's a lot of playthroughs out on YouTube right now for Zombicide, so none of this should be new. I'm just going to see how I'm going to do it. It shouldn't take all that long. It's a tutorial opening mission. So let's take a look at our 4 characters. Okay, so the first of 2 characters that I'm using for this playthrough is we have Anne, and she's the crazed nun, and Nellie. And again, I'm not going to go over too much detail, but they start Anne starts off with Bloodlust Melee, which means she can move up to 2 spaces into a zone containing at least 1 zombie and perform a melee attack basically for free. So she charges into the area and starts going crazy. She can use put a dagger up here in her armor spot if she wants, and we're starting her off with a short sword. Nellie, she has 1 free move action. That's her starting ability. And I've given her the hammer, and the reason I did that is the only way to take out a fatty in the game is you need a weapon that does at least 2 damage with 1 shot. And I don't have any characters that I'm playing in this playthrough that have that ability, so I've given Nellie the hammer. And these are all starting equipment, and they have like a gray back, so you can choose what to give your characters. Alright, so that's 2. Oh, and I put the hit points to the far right here on the 3. I guess it's from my D&D days, I don't know. I just look at her, she has 3 hit points. If she goes to 0, she gets killed. So that's how I do it. I think you're supposed to put it in the 0 and move up. It intuitively doesn't make sense to me. I like to start at 3 and move down to 0. Alright, let's look at the last 2. And then we're going to get into it. Alright, and the last 2 that I'm going to be using for this playthrough are Clovis up here. I'm starting him off with a short sword. He is able to put a shield in there, and I should have mentioned Nellie could put a dagger up in her armor spot. And he gets +1 die for melee attacks. So every weapon, of course, has how many dice you roll. This short sword, you're rolling 1 die. He gets to roll an extra 1, so he's going to be rolling 2. And then I'm starting off as well with Baldric. And we've given Baldric the Mana Blast because, well, he's a spellcaster, and he has Spellcaster as a special ability, which means once per turn he can cast a spell for free. So it makes sense to give him the starting spell, the Mana Blast. And he can put a sword in his armor slot if he wants. So basically you can have 1 in each hand and a sword as well. Oh, and what are these dice doing here? I just use these to keep track of who went, so I'll put the die on him so I can know who was doing what. And the first player, we're going to have Clovis go first, and the first player token here that came with the plastic token set. It's a nice, I think it's metal, coin that I'm going to be using. So I'm going to put them back where they belong. And I think we're going to get into a turn or 2 and see how this plays out. So join me for Dance Macabre, and we're going to see if we can escape through the magic circle. And I should also mention, I will be playing this as though it is 4 separate players playing the game. And that means in turn order, we're going to start with Clovis, then we're going to do Baldric, Anne, and Nellie, and then the next turn, the coin will move to Baldric. So then the next turn is going to be Baldric and Nellie, ending with Clovis. And so that makes it a slightly more challenging when you play the game solitaire, which I guess I'm doing, but I'm going to simulate 4 people playing the game. You can choose which character to go first, second, third, and fourth. Well, that makes the game slightly easier because then you can pick and choose who is the best character to go in what order. But this way it's going to lock down the turn order, so it'll make it, I guess, slightly more challenging. So starting off the game, we have Clovis, and Clovis here, oh, I should mention, Clovis is red, Baldric is in the dark blue, Anne is the yellow one, and Nellie is in green. And you might have seen that from the pegs in their character sheets. Okay, so what are we going to do? Each character gets 3 actions. Once they get into the yellow zone by killing zombies or taking enough of these tokens, then they are going to get 1 more action. That's the standard for every character when they get into the yellow. Alright, so Clovis begins. Well, I think it's a good idea to start looking for equipment right away. So Clovis is going to take 1 action, and he's going to move into the room. So it costs 1 to move 1 space. This door is open, so there's no problem there. That's how the scenario is set up. I think he's going to take this blue token. Now, taking this blue objective, I guess, basically is the key to the blue door. So now the blue door can be opened. Of course, when he takes that, that is going to give him 5 experience points. So I'm going to put the 5 on his board. Now when you get to 7 experience, you get into the yellow for spawning purposes. So we haven't done that yet, so that's good. He has 1 action left, and with his final action he is going to search. So top card of the deck, and he finds himself a dagger. And I think Yes, Nellie can hold a dagger in her armor spot. And daggers, I guess I should read a little text in here. Dagger says gain +1 die with another equipped melee weapon. Now, Clovis may as well keep the dagger. That is going to allow him basically 3 dice every time he uses his short sword, because the dagger gives you +1 die, and his starting ability is +1 die melee. So when he uses the short sword and dagger together, he's going to roll 3 dice, hits on a 4+, does 1 damage per hit. So pretty awesome. So it was a good search for him. And that is basically Clovis finished. Up next is Baldric. Well, I think Baldric is going to... What's Baldric going to do? I think he is also going to search. He's going to move 1 into the room. That's 1 action. His second action is to search. So he searches. Ooh, and he finds a spell, Lightning Bolt. And this is 1 to 0 to 3 range. So I think that's better than his Mana Blast. His Mana Blast is 0 to 1 range, but the rest of the stats are the same. So this is 0 to 3. So he might as well equip the Lightning Bolt. He'll put the Mana Blast in his backpack. There's not really no point having both of them equipped. So Lightning Bolt is just a better spell. Okay, and of course my battery now is going dead on my camera. So that was one. That's 2 actions for Baldric. I guess his third action, he will just move back out here. So we have to keep moving forward, of course. Up next will be Anne. So just let me change my battery, and we'll come back with Anne here in the yellow. Okay, up next is Anne. And I think Anne's going to do some searching as well. So she's going to do 1 action to move in here. Her second action will be to search. So she's going to search the room, and she finds a great sword. So that's pretty awesome. That is 5 dice, hits on a 5+, and opens doors on a 5+, but makes noise. Oh, and I should say I'm not going to bother using the noise tokens in the game. I may, if I do some more complicated Zombicide Black Plague games. It's just this one is pretty linear, pretty straightforward. The zombies are all going to move towards where the only path they can take, basically. So I'm not going to use noise tokens. You're supposed to every time you make noise, just so you know. All right, so Anne is going to, so that was 1, that was 2. She found a great sword, which is excellent. And for her final action, so she's going to put her short sword in her backpack. I think she's going to end up giving that to Clovis, so Clovis can actually have 2 short swords together, which actually doesn't make much difference whether he has 2 short swords together or not. But anyhow, that's what we're doing. So for her final action, she is going to use her Bloodlust melee. And Bloodlust melee means she can move up to 2 spaces, so she can go 1, 2. She must end her move then in a space with a zombie. So this is 1 walker, and she gets a free melee attack. She gets to roll 5 dice, and she hits on a 5+. So she found a great sword, which is pretty awesome. And let's go to the dice tray. She's going to get to roll 5 dice. She needs a 5+ to whack-a-mole the 1 zombie. All right, 5 dice with the great sword. So that was a good find. Let's see what she gets. And she gets 2 6s. So had there been 2 zombies in the space, she could have killed each one of them. But she gets definitely a hit, and she's going to take out that walker. All right, so with the great sword, she easily knocks the regular walker out, no problem at all. That's going to get her 1 experience point. So she's at 1, and that's the end of her turn. So up last, or next, I guess, last in the order is going to be Nellie here in the green. Nellie, I wonder if she should search. Don't know if she's going to bother going in there and search. She's not going to bother searching. She's going to take her free move action and move here. So she still has 3 actions. We now have the blue key, so we can open the blue door. So she's going to go ahead and try and open that blue door. She has a hammer, and that opens the door on a roll of a 4 or greater. So let's roll a die here and see if she can open it. I'll just roll here. Try not to knock everything around. So for first action, she gets a 2, which does not open the door. It would make noise. I'm not going to bother with the noise tokens in this playthrough. Her second attempt at the door, she does get a 6. The door is opened. All right. So I guess we needed a key. It was very sticky. But we open the door. Blue is open. Now, when we open a door, of course, the room that we open needs to spawn zombies. She still has one action left. So what spawns in the room? Of course, what spawns in the room is a double spawn. So it means, because I'm not sure about a room how double spawn works. I think you have to double spawn in the room. Okay, that's how I'm going to do it. So we get, oh man, we get one runner. This is bad. We get a runner. Wow, off to a not great start. A runner, of course, a double spawn means we get another one. So we get another double spawn. Oh boy. So that was the second of the double spawn, but now we get two more spawns. Wow, we could die quickly here. So the first of the next double spawn, really, another runner. Wow, this room has got the Olympic sprint team in here. Wow. And the second one is a fatty. So, ouch. That was a horrendous beginning because we have two runners in here. And of course, runners get two actions per activation. So when they activate on the zombie turn, they're going to move and get to attack. That is problematic for our heroes. Wow, that was an absolutely horrible turn. All right, now Nellie does have one more action. And what does she want to do? Well, I guess she's just going to stay there because it looks like Anne and Nellie are both going to have to suck up a wound each when those runners come sprinting into the room. So that was not good. Off to a not great start. And now that... So Nellie's just going to give up her action. She's not going to do really anything else. Or is she going to trade with Anne and take the short sword? I wonder if that's of any use at all. Not particularly. No, she's not going to bother. She's just going to give up her action. All right, now we are into what's known as the zombie phase. So we have to activate and or move zombies. So this is horrible. So this runner here, of course, is blocked by a closed door. He cannot go anywhere. The fatty, blocked by a closed door, not going anywhere. This guy is going to move into this space. That's, I guess, okay. He doesn't attack. Here's our problem. We have two runners. They both get two actions. It only takes each runner one action to get into this space with Anne and Nellie. And unfortunately, they both have one more action, which is going to be attacking, doing a damage each. And so I guess we're just going to split it up. Anne's going to take one hit, so she's going to go from 3 hit points down to 2, and Nellie is going to go from 3 hit points down to 2. So they're both wounded by the runners. That was really sucky. Okay. And I think we're going to leave it off there for the opening episode. So we've explained what we need to do. We've taken our opening actions. We've had a horrible double spawn in that room. Oh, and I forgot now, that's just the zombies moving. We need to spawn zombies. We do have one spawn point on the board. Remember, the green one's not active yet. So what is going to spawn at our one spawn point? We're going to get another fatty, because we're down in the blue section here. Wow, this is not good. So we get another fatty here. Now, the only person that can kill the fatties, of course, is Nellie, because she has the hammer. It does 2 damage with 1 shot. So we're already, in the opening scenario, in a bit of trouble. All right, well, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for liking my videos. If you do, join me next time for the continuation of the tutorial Danse Macabre. Zombicide Black Plague. I'm playing with the Wolfsburg cards. I'm playing with the plastic 3D door miniatures and also the plastic tokens, as well as the Deadeye Walkers, which we haven't seen yet, and maybe we won't see them, which will be a good thing. All right, thanks so much. Join me next time, where Baldric is going to be going first, followed by Anne, then Nellie, and then Clovis. All right, thanks for watching along.